Story time. The story of Gavrilo. I don't know his real name. At this juncture. I do. His name is Stefan. Uh, not too many people. Not too many people knew his name. They knew Gavrilo. And just like, Janusz Kwiatkowski, he used to be like, because you call him Gavrilo. They didn't know Gavrilo means, but it was something bad. I looked it up on the internet. They never wanted to tell me. I don't know why he just looked like a Gavrilo. I asked Janusz, I asked Shishi, they're like, well, you know what Gavrilo means? Well, look at him. What do you think Gavrilo means? What the fuck Gavrilo means? But that's Gavrilo over here, And at the prestigious, the prestigious, Metro Liquors in Linden, going from the back, making all sorts of dick jokes with one of the managers. When he he came out the bathroom and his zipper wasn't buttoned and this guy, hey, over here they fucked your ass. Yeah, it was kind of funny, but his his dress shirt was unbuttoned and he had flip flops on. I mean, not flip flops, but I mean, you look at his shoes, right? Like bro, you're delivering beer. Even if you have socks there, man. Like, I'm not gonna say that you could stamp your a foot with a handshake, could run over you, you could kick something, right? But you're not supposed to wear casual shoes like you're going down the shore, you're gonna relax, walk on the boardwalk. And is it a Polish thing, like the only guy is a koszula? It's like, in 1986 or, whatever, some guy just wore it to church. He was proud of it, but, years later, like, here, take it. And he's like, he's like, I don't like your shit, so let me make it work. It's not nice of me to say it, but that's just what I'm thinking, It's like, and yeah, he would fart like crazy. It was just disgusting gas, especially when I had the windows rolled up. And then he would pretend he was asleep and say he would smile and laugh, like he would smile about it, like he would do that to annoy me. We not in a confrontation, but I told him this and I didn't agree with him, and he would do that. And the guy that worked at Stanley Kozera, he said he used to work with him at a pharmaceutical place. He thought he was degenerate to females and stuff, and he would fart on purpose just to gross him out, and he did that to me a couple of times, One time, last time when we were prepping, I just told him, hey, let's come on, just do it. I wasn't even too angry. And he farted me with Kwiatkowski around. Kwiatkowski doesn't care. He probably thought it was I don't know, rose petal blossoms or something, He just totally ignored it. It was just so tense. I didn't even say anything. I just walked away or something like that, and just went back to work. It was just so fucking gross. They were so angry, 2 times, The second time, I really told him something. Listen, you're gonna do that. I'm not gonna take you in the truck or something. You gotta do something about that. First time I saw it, we were in the warehouse. Actually, no, we were on the job. I mean, we were delivering beer. We're in the store, and I'm putting the beer on the side of the truck. I don't know if I was using the second-hand truck or something. It doesn't matter. It's like he wanted to blow his nose. He just blew it in his hand. Just like it smothered about. And I don't know if he went like that. He just grabbed the hand truck and went. And it was just so disgusting. I was like, am I having an illusion? I knew I wasn't, but I was like I don't think I'm. Maybe when I was in Poland. In the field somewhere, I was avoiding cow dung, and one of my uncles was just drunk or something. He just went something like that, But this guy the amount of mucus, I was like, oh, that's just how long you been holding it, bro? And it's like he did it was nothing, like he just wanted to fuck with me or something. And the second time he did it, the last time, because I told him I'm just not gonna work with you, I something like that. You can't do it. I know he felt embarrassed, I thought he was running a warehouse. We were prepping. We were about to bring like beer. I don't know if it was cans or bottles, but it's like he did the same thing, and like that, and then he just tried to we were prepping. I was like, you gotta go wash your hands, dry them out. And what am I gonna do if listen? They're gonna get a paper towel and tissue. Don't put your hand there. You're gonna touch the fucking beer, and you're gonna go in the store and people are gonna touch it, and they're just gonna bring like a bottle, let's say like a case of beer, it's cardboard, and they're touching your mucus that dried on the fucking thing, man. Like, don't do that stuff. And I just told him polite, because Kwiatkowski probably wouldn't have said that either. After he was fired, he said, "Oh, I had to fire him." He yelled at me, "Ooh, ooh, well, did he give you a boo boo by being mean?" It's like, well, what are you supposed to do with that? I mean, him at least, we didn't get along too many times, but it's like, at least I told. Who knows if he was the manager, if he would have been crazy, or maybe not, but it's like Kwiatkowski. They just fucking tell him not to do that shit, and then you're the driver, you tell him or something like that. When I told him, I don't think he said anything to me like, oh, this and that. He didn't say anything. There was a lot of tension. Including Stefan, they called him Gavril. I didn't call him Gavril. I don't know if I thought Gavril. They disrespected him. They probably hated me for fucking, telling people, like trying to tell people that, they have these secret nicknames behind your back. It's like, you think a good Gavril, just fucking call him Gavril. He's gonna punch you in the mouth, he's gonna yell at you. I got so many bad nicknames and shit, but he was scared of that guy. You scared of that guy? I'm not saying, it's like you shouldn't be scared of anybody, but you have differences. Like, stop being a fucking coward, It's why, because I'm too nice. I'm just not rugged or crazy. I'm not your little, hey, like that. Is that why? Or, I have certain parts of my humanity that you just think is disgusting and I'm a creep, right? Because I'm not like you degenerates and morons, rapists, murderers, and thieves, and who else knows what else. Or I don't defecate in my pants, right? Right, so, I'm a degenerate, I'm a weirdo, right? Yeah. That's why, I'm not saying you should be scared of me, but I deserve respect, And this guy, one of the problems, he reminded me or something like that. It's like I saw him, the first day I saw him in, Elizabeth, he was there washing beers with this guy, he was to wash beers out of breakage or just like, it was gross that they used to wash. I think it was cans and it was just like, shoot. Oh no, they were opening cans or slicing cans with a knife and getting rid of them in buckets and dumping the beer and just getting rid of cans. But they was talking and he's like, oh, I think Stefan, I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing? This and that. He's like, and then he reminded me like, he would talk to other people when I was present. He's like, oh, you're the guy that gave me hand, and he looked at me like I didn't get him. Listen, man, it's I get it. I don't like to shake people's hands like that. And actually, it's like, it's not about you, like, blowing your nose in your fucking hand, which you should probably have the fourth, or I don't want to shake your hand. Even though I didn't know that, I don't shake people's hands. Alright? I'm not into that crap. I'm not going to kiss you on the side, give you kisses on the cheeks either, man. I'm not 3 or 4 years old. You're not my grandma. But, and a lot of Polish people do that. Like, that come from there and they live here, Like, people in Pied Pipers, like, and then they just, you shake their hand and they just, they're like, oh, what's your name? And you look at you like, oh, you know me. So why the fuck you shaking my hand if you don't know me? Like, you don't want to talk to me. Is it like you saying you go around and shake people's hands? Like, it's some creepy kind of weird thing, man. Like, it's just disgusting, man. I'm not into that shit. I'm not into that crap. Then you hate me for that because, I said, oh, whatever you power. I said, oh, and especially if you're like, what is that shit? You can hate me for a lot of stuff. I don't care. You can even hate me for that. I could care less. But you know what? You disrespect me, I'm gonna tell you a thing or two how you disrespect me, and I'm gonna tell you a thing about you and your little friends, your community, and your culture, and your country. It's really that serious, But there's a government over there, I was experiencing something, like my lips were moving, and he just got angry at me. He said something, I got angry at him. But it's like, it's just like, he was one of the older guys, And he couldn't just, it was one day we like worked, it was 5 o'clock, I had like 4 or 5 more stops, and he was complaining, and, I think I brought another hand, I was moving around, this and that. I'm like, what are you doing working here, man? What are you doing working here when, all you do is complain, you shit your pants, and this and that. And it's like, I told Kwiatkowski there, so. Oops, I told Kwiatkowski there about, how just, I just, not how creepy it was, this and that, and like, I guess that, they didn't even care too much about him. So, really, oh, just, and I don't know why he did that, but alright, it's like, go around stores and, tell them if they would, like, if somebody called them, or they called, the office, or Ian's, or the office in Brooklyn, if they would say, negative things about him. Alright, there's plenty fucking negative things. Like, he told the guy him and his country should be shoved by Russians because he didn't even use the bathroom. about that, in one of the stores, an elderly man. I mean, those couple of instances, like one store, he just didn't want to do anything. This guy was, I kind of messed up on that one. I mean, I'm not that devious. Just I went to the store. I didn't think he spoke English because he did. But my thing is, he's been here a couple of years, so he understood it. Now I'm starting to think maybe it's something else. But this older guy goes, I'm talking to him. He's like, yeah, if you call it this and that, just. What do you? Oh, I asked him, what do you think about him? This and that, call the officer. He's like, does he speak English? I'm like, no, I guess. You looked at his face. Gavru, he's just so angry. And then the guy's like, I think he understood you. I was like, oh, fuck. Like, why didn't I know that he might understand English? I felt awkward. I should have thought better. Yeah, I fucked that one up. And, like a week, 2 weeks later, he got fired or something, I don't know if the salesman from Amtec, was there, or like just a Kształka, and I came in, I told Janusz, oh, so this is the person, and Gabriel Stefan wasn't there, so I was like, oh, good, I'm safe, but this is somebody else. I don't know. It's like, should I talk to him right now? But it's like I'm trying to tell him because I got good news. There's like 2 people that shitted on him. You know what I mean? Like, dude, it's like he's talking to somebody else. Like, what? It's like, you doing that purpose? Like, I kind of want to tell you before I forget. It's exciting. And then this and that. He's like, so what are you telling me? Like, what do you mean? And I thought, she's like, fucking retarded. You forget. Like, even joking that I would forget shit. But, like, remember when you told me to, collect stuff when people say so you could fire him? And he was just like, he's angry because there was somebody else there, And then he told me, like, yeah, that's fine. Just don't tell me that in front of other people. Especially when that I told you to do that. I was like, wait, what? So what? You trying to get the guy fired, but you don't want anyone to know? Like, what the fuck are you doing then? It's not even like that. Just like, aren't you the manager? Like, I felt like, I was like a devious manager, and like it was conspiracy to get other people fired. Like, bro, like you can fire him. Just I tell you things, and and you just be like, hey, this is gonna work out, this and the other thing. And if you want me to tell him, like, yeah, well, he did this and that. Actually, I'll tell him that in front of you. We'll have to talk about that. But I'm just an employee. You're the manager. There's a boss lady. There's the CEO. It was just like the whole secret. They're just so angry about it. And then Stefan over here, which he was named Gabriel. Where is he? Oh yeah, here it is. Stefan over there, he just like, I guess, and Amtec and another company, IDS Online, they're like, oh, well, you know what, we'll tell you, we'll text you to the weekend about Monday. And like an IDS Online, they would just fire you on the weekend through a text. I'm like, wow, that's pretty hard. Like, how cowardly are you, You don't like to tell somebody the bad news, and they're going to cry, they're going to be angry. Well, handle it or something, or have somebody else do it. But at Amtec, he was just like, it was the same thing. He would just tell people, Jan would tell people, just, I'll talk to you on Monday. Don't come in on Monday. If you hear from me on Monday, we'll talk about it, or not, call me on Tuesday morning or something like that, or I'll give you a call about Monday, just don't come in. Eventually, he must have fired him or something. He came in angry, and Jan was just, he was red in the face. He was just like, he started yelling at me, and then he was angry about, Beata Jacek, the boss lady. He's like, why didn't she, or maybe I think people in his house, like his wife and his son, told him like he's an idiot. You should tell Beata to fire people. And I just wanted to tell him, what did they say? He's a coward and a pussy too. Like, I mean, I kind of took his side in that, but I was like, why don't you fire the fucking guy? Like, what are you so scared of, man? He's gonna kill you or some shit. And even then, it's like, don't you got the other, don't you got the bigger fat guy? Like, just, like, doesn't he have guns? What are you so scared of, bro? What are you so scared of, Like, I'm the one years later with 2 toy guns, and I'm catching those problems, But, I mean, honestly, it's like, Gabriel over there told him, and I think, actually, Janusz told me that he went in, and he was like, don't you know, you're not supposed to fire elderly people? or people were like in their 60s, and this guy was like in his late 60s or either early 70s or something like that. But it's like, don't you know you're supposed to fire elderly people? Maybe he couldn't get a job anywhere else. Maybe it's his age. Maybe it was stagnant. Lady say he got a job at a wood mill, woodworking place, and he would sweep around maintenance work. Listen, man, you're not the most sharpest person. You're not the most efficient. You can't prep properly. You stand there, you talk. You know, you're a goofball and shit. You got. I mean, you could go on and on. Like, what the fuck do you want, right? I mean, and it's like, it's like what? So if the guy brings, like a knife or a gun to work, he's scared you're not gonna fire him. I mean, what is that crap? I don't understand that. But lately how I see, how I met a lot of police officers and cops and Kwiatkowski's out there, I get it why people are scared. I understand. Including the last video I think I uploaded where like there's 30 cops and like one guy in handcuffs. So I get it. I understand it now. I just didn't know you guys were such cowardly and ridiculous about life in general. I'm not used to going F word about you, it's like it's emasculating, not emasculating. There's females that probably could just get someone to get their office and gonna let you go in a professional manner. And if you bring someone up a little bit, like a guy that can do some, physical work. I mean, defending somebody, not just a female but a male. It's like, is there a problem? Are you gonna get aggravated? You're in the wrong. We're not discriminating against you. You violated, you didn't do a job. You need to leave the premises. Is it really that difficult? This Google Translate, you could say Polish, And Janusz, I give him that. He did get some kind of translator for his text messages, but one time, he and now I'm starting to think it wasn't translator's fault. He said he wants to see the guy's dick pictures. One of the salesmen's. I see it was the way they typed it. It came out to a cock. And I don't know, he was like cockpit or something, could have been anything, but it was the context, and I just, I thought it was funny, but it's like, I get it. I get who you people are, And, I'm not tired of hearing people say, well, you'd be like that if you were them, I have no problem with somebody letting go at work, telling them, well, this is inefficient, you're insufficient, like, just when they're really bad. I don't nitpick too much, I kind of nitpick myself. A lot of times I really don't. But when you just show up late, you're lazy. Even one time, this one time in Amtec. This one time in Amtec. I mean, there was so many things, but no sex involved. Not for me, from these guys anyway. But we were. Oh jeez, there's so many things. What was it? He had this pickup truck that Chris Schauka said he just came from Stalingrad. I have certain memories of Stalingrad. I just looked it up yesterday, but I knew it was a war zone. Because I knew, I get it still in the context, but I was like, Sarajevo or something, Kosovo, something like that. And I looked it up, so I get it. It was a war zone from in the 90s. I think back then I thought it was Russia. They started making fun of me for that. And you're like, oh yeah, that. I was like, I didn't even care what geography is. Like, well, why would you say that now? I mean, I get it. War zone, you make fun of war zone. You could have said, said Elizabeth, New Jersey is like a war zone. Rowan, New Jersey is a war zone. Hillsborough, New Jersey, when you're living there, a lot of other people that I've seen is a war zone. But you probably get offended if I told him his little village in Poland, was a war zone because he always used to brag about how, great it is over there. But it's not about that. He just fucked up real over there, He had this like an anti-80s pickup. It was like a 4-cylinder. He didn't have a glass in the back, but I was like, wow, man, it's like, it was just crazy. Like, and that he would collect, what I would collect, but like recyclables, things that people would throw away, like metal and stuff. So he had a whole truck filled up, and just like it was like I don't know if what it has. He like he used to say what he'd get for it, but he parked it and it was just things sticking out like metal stuff like railings, or not railings but like metal stuff from like fence or something. And Kwiatkowski had told him, like he was saying, he was like, move the car over there, to a different spot, because where he parked is like not just business people, certain people come over and like come into Amtec, and then what if it scratches the car? I was like, I wouldn't want them to see the car, period. Not just them, just anybody, But and there was one time he like. He had it was like a strap. He went to fix the window, and this guy Kozlovsky was there. And I just, they were prepping and they were talking, but I don't know if I insinuated. I was like, well, you should probably get it done. I just wanted them to go out there. I know they're gonna spend a lot of time, or maybe I was angry, but I was like, oh fuck, I want to hope Janusz sees it, And it's like, they got yelled at. That's it. No, but they actually do just grind me about it. It's like, here we are prepping. I help them. It was Kozlovsky and this guy going, Mark Kozlovsky passed me as a driver. All right, I help you. I do the, route for you or something. I even helped him counter. I even helped him prep. And here I am rapping. Their pallets weren't even wrapped yet. Like, he was the help. He didn't even wrap the pallets. He hated that. Everybody hated that. It's frustrating, but you'll get through it, right? It's, it takes a lot of energy out of you. And they just left the pallets unwrapped or something. And they just wanted to like fix that pickup, and I stood there and I don't know if I told Jan, but I kind of instantly, they're hanging outside, they're doing something for their car or something, because it's like he didn't even say anything, and it's not about just putting somebody in a spot. There's just a lot of things going around, a lot of negative things going around, but he goes out there, his car with the recyclables, the things he found on the street are in the back of his pickup truck. And they're standing there, and like, I don't know if they finished it or something. They just putting the glass together, and he just starts yelling at him, and because Lob's like, all right. It's like, I think I was trying to tell him or something like that. It's like, just do your job. Like, you want to fix that. Just pack it up the truck. I don't know. It's like, it's not even that. It's just like, it was the whole atmosphere there. It's like, you do your work, you get shitted on, but everybody, fucking everybody. I think it's like that everywhere. Because that's all the jobs I ever had, A lot of jobs, my labor job, I couldn't even go, and I wouldn't want to go. It's not like I would get a job in the office. It would be a lot better either. I'm pretty sure, the majority of the public is really like that, They just hate, envious, and just ignorant, just want to get by. Whoever speaks the loudest, whoever, speaks the loudest, whoever works the hardest, it's just like, it has the most pride, just, gets a little bit of respect. A lot more respect. It's like, I'm not playing with this fucking pride, look at me, this kind of shit. I'm not into that crap, And yeah, Kozlovsky did piss me off, that Mark Kozlovsky, It's like, I was trying to help him with stuff, and he just like, and every time he's like, oh, I'm old. And then he would just like, and then he would just carry it down to Janusz or something like that. It's like, but just, like, if you want to, I want to do this and that. Also, it was another, I'm going off on a tangent, but I think it was just funny, just, he really got into them, because it was like after a certain time, and they had their pallets or something like that, and like, I don't know if like they didn't want to load me first, they're waiting for them. I'm like, well, what the? Actually, I think it was that, but I was just waiting for the time they would fucking say something, And I think it was Zielinski or the other guy. I was like, no, I'm loading them first. What are you doing? I'm like, well, they're not even fucking rap. I'm here by myself rapping, or somebody was rapping that helped me rap, and they're fucking fixing like a window pane. And it's like, what? I'm snitching on people, you fucking asshole? Or you don't want to fucking, I don't know, take my pallets, put it on the fucking truck, because I gotta go this, and that. Or maybe, I'm ready and you should just help me with my fucking job. It's like everyone just so fucking, just so awesome, so strong. And, logically speaking, they're just so mental about this stuff, But it was a good day because Kwiatkowski out there, I think, actually went out there and did his job, and he was just angry. And, Marek Kozlovsky got the majority of the anger, Or maybe, you just put on a spy and just look. And I was like, well, what the fuck do you want me to do with that? I'm just not gonna go or something like that. Like, what is this stuff, But that was that one day at Amtec, Did it feel good? Kind of. Did it change anything? Probably not. I think a lot of people just are incompetent. And they just don't care. They just can't grasp how to pick things up, And that's a big problem, You're incompetent. You don't know how to read, write. You can't grasp a sentence's context. You can't read something and formulate an opinion, and you can't even explain what the question is about. I mean, you're gonna have issues, And people like that gave me a lot of issues in my life, really did, majority of my life, including the fucking idiots at DMV that in Polish kind of translated that as like old dicks and ass and this and that. Yeah, I'm pretty Chantel and Jimmy and Johnny over there. I just fucking inbreds and illiterates too, and they just hate and envious, just angry. And the fucking state of New Jersey, I wish I had a state job. I would have recorded, posted shit on Google for like, I don't know, any state job. I would have fucking destroyed your state till fucking Canada would have shit on you. or some shit like that. Fucking Venezuela wouldn't fucking want to come here and give you fucking, fucking, avocados or some shit without them with you. That's true. I know you know. See, I should have been a cop. I should have been a police officer. Then I think I'm thinking with the cop phrase. But I probably wouldn't get in there because, I have integrity, morals, and honesty. I'm not a fucking dumbass and a coward. So there, you win at that, America. One life in America got murdered. The other one is gonna shit on you.